So, back to regular form. Dynamite was just a few nights ago, over the 1st of December, so that's kind of a good start, I guess. We had an Atlanta street fight. Our opener was Alan Angel, somehow with no mask. I didn't know if he had his mask on the line and dropped it on Dark. I do not care. It was another 15-minute opener with Danielson, and it looked like the fans are really getting over with Alan Angel, and he kept getting like stomped out. He got a running knee, but Danielson wanted to keep the heat going when nobody cared. And this match could have been done a couple moments ago just to garner that Danielson is only able to look dominant against guys nearly the same height as him. And there was a moonsault that was countered. It ended with Shivani interviewing Danielson, saying, "If that's the best Atlanta, I just kicked their ass." And then the rest of the Dark Order came. Somehow Danielson looks afraid of John Silver when they were running over in the rest of the Dark Order. And started until he looked by over Hangman Adam Page. First of all, he walked away from like a few 5-footers. A few unhealthy wrestlers like Evil Uno. The whole Dark Order sucks, bro. I'm just shocked that they're still on TV. I get that they have, like, being the elite, like, pop, like, they're over because of that. But you're seeing Danielson face off against another, like, no-name until, like, they have a match over on their B show. Nobody watches Rampage, bro. They average, like, 400,000 viewers a week. And you're telling me, like, you would rather advertise over your B show other than being, like, oh, Danielson against Punk, or Danielson versus Rhodes, Danielson versus Andrade, like, come on. There's different storylines you can push over this. It's squash matches that should end in like under 5 minutes or under 10 minutes. Next up, we had Moradi versus CM Punk, and CM Punk won. I don't know what you guys were trying to get from this. The most important part was the promo. This time MJF tries to interrupt Punk and accuses Punk of thinking thinking that that Britt Baker's more over than him, that he's facing no-name competition, and he hasn't had a good momentum since 2011. So that's technically it. I think it was good callback references. I like the dialogue between these two, but it's not going much anywhere. Other than, Punk, you're nothing but hype. And MJF is trying to reap over that so they can have a big overarching feud. And I think it would be good if Punk gets MJF over. Over to the extent of that would actually bring some namesake for MJF, other than Punk being like, yeah, I'm here because I'm here with a good talent. So we had another squash match. Wardlow in a squash match with Sean Spears in his corner. And this is coming before when Orange Cassidy interrupted Adam Cole joining commentary and ended up evolving like a 3-on-1 like collision with the rest of these, with the Super Click, with the Young Cucks jumping until like Taylor and Utah. Jesus Christ, who cares about Wheeler Utah? I don't know the correlation of the relationship other than these guys had relations up in the Indies. I mean, that's how most of the tag teams on AEW are sparking. It's like, were they in the Indies? Make them a tag team. They'll get over that way. Ricochet coming over saying that remember my heel persona, King Ricochet in PWG. First of all, who's looking that up? Who's looking this shit up for stuff on TV that doesn't even work on the YouTube setting? What's wrong with you? It ended up with the heels hitting the best friends with the steel chair, so it's obvious that they're trying to get heat over with the Super Click by getting heat with the most unentertaining tag team called the Best Friends, where Chuck Taylor holds hands with his boyfriend Trent Beretta, and he's coming out with a weirdo jobber dude from Ring of Honor, and the only over guy that's Orange Cassidy, that's wasting his breath with 3 dudes that don't even help him get more popular. I don't get it. By the way, Wardlow beat some guy named Macy Adams with a power bomb and the F5 or the F15 he calls it. So that was technically it. Then we had a tag team match. These teams are undefeated. No one cares about the Gun Club. Don't get me wrong. Billy Gunn looks amazing for his age. And it will be nice to see what Colton Gunn can do. But this is just stupid because we know who's going to win. So it was Darby Allin and Sting versus Billy Gunn and Colton Gunn. And the Gun Club's pushing over as the heels, obviously. Since, a Revolution? And this match would have been fast-paced if it would. So, Peso Ucida. There is, of course, the Scorpion Deathlock on Austin when he came to interfere. There was a cool Famouser that nearly got the finish. And it ended with Allin getting rid of Austin. And then we had a stunner to Colton. Ending with the Scorpion Death Drop. Sting winning and they get a cheap pop to push over. I don't know what this is doing for Darby other than making him look like he's the rejected son that's of the deadbeat father Sting, and they're trying to get this over. Especially against a tag team that has the bare minimum of momentum. They don't even share that much of promos. So I'm really not that interested over to see what they don't advertise themselves. I'm shocked they don't. This is the Gun Club. You have second generational talent with still like a big legend in the industry like Billy Gunn. This should be highly more advertised than it actually is. I think that would be actually pretty cool. Then we had Daniel Garcia and the rest of 2.0. I don't know why they separated. Like, what? Daniel Garcia is not a part of 2.0? Or why don't they call it 3.0? I think it's always them. Chris Jericho gets jumped. Didn't they jump Eddie Kingston the last time? I don't know what's the momentum sparking off this other than I think they want 2.0 to still get over because they have great in-ring skill. No one really cares about them. And now they're feuding over with the Inner Circle thing, and that's going to help them get over. Then we had Ruby Soho in the quarterfinals with Chris Statlander. I don't think I watched this match at all. Or I just don't remember. I think there was like a reverse vertical suplex or something. A blue thunderbomb. Everything was going like a back and forth. Like Chris Statlander, I still feel like she's incredibly dull. I don't care how good her wrestling is. If I can't get behind her character, there's nothing really to the extent of imagination feeling like I need to enjoy watching her on her TV with her half-assed bullshit face paint and no gimmick. Like, is she supposed to be an alien? She doesn't act fish out of water. She doesn't use creative ways how to get out of moves. Like, imagine like she's just licking people or eating people, or trying to like take a body part, like stuff like that. I would rather watch than just seeing her like she's an alien yet she can wrestle like any other chick on the roster. Like it makes no sense to me. She's coming around looking like a WNBA player. I mean, she has the face of one because it looks like sort of a man halfway. And Thunder Rosa is just, I don't know, and Ruby Soho, freaking Hot Topic employee reject. It comes over with near fall, roll up. Vicky Guerrero. And then it ended up with Soho countering another roll up after a counter with the Big Bang Theory, and Soho wins. She's going to the semifinals, and I don't know who she's facing. So that's the extent of what we're getting off that match. Then after that, Vicky Guerrero comes after there was an interview afterwards, and then Nyla Rose attacks her from behind. Statlander coming up like it's a universe mode cutscene, and where it's like the other heel comes to prove her point while her opponent saves her ass. And then we had our main event that was At least we didn't have any tag team matches. I mean, a lot of tag team matches this week. So we had our Atlanta street fight because we make our match sound special, even though it's just a street fight stipulation. They always say street fight in the stipulation, even though it's just a no DQ match. So why don't they just have it at an Atlanta setting? Just pick a street or something so you can do it, or an empty warehouse and put a ring there. I don't care. So Cody Rhodes versus Andrade El Idolo. So they've been feuding for the last few months, and there was of course a Cody Cutter. They were feuding over on the outside. Manager tried to come. They did the sledgehammer and the golden shovel. He hits somebody with the golden shovel. Then Idolo. That spot was really stupid. There was a hip toss on the outside, and then it goes over to the flaming table spot with Brandy Rhodes coming, hooded up, putting the commentary table on the regular table on fire with a superplex, and Andrade was caught on his upper chest where the flame is coming from. That he suddenly looked like his shoulders were up for the entire time because he wanted to get the flame off him. So that's the explanation on that spot. Other than that, that's the way we ended it. Cody Rhodes looked on top. He's still babyface, even though everybody don't like him, even the fans don't like him. We had a dual women's title match this entire tournament. I don't think I can remember anything other than Jamie Hayter's ass the entire tournament. I don't care about Sting and Darby Allin, and I don't care about every time Alan Angel jobs to somebody. The MJF and Punk feud is going the right direction, I guess, over that extent, but they gotta be hyping over a lot more matches. I know they're gonna tease over. MJF is possibly gonna tease over. It's like, oh, you're not gonna get my hands on me. That's why the Inner Circle, he's probably gonna do. I mean, the Pinnacle is going to give him like a trial of matches or some BS like that. Or hopefully, like, Punk thinks 3 steps ahead and he tries to jump the guys or like do something. Because I'm just trading like cheap barbs at MJF. Just come around saying that he hates the marks. Like, they gotta like change it up a bit more, like a lot more. Like, at least Jericho and Punk, they were going over a bit more personal barbs, going over Punk's family. Not that they were just great wrestlers, they're really trying to tug over and find the weakest element of Punk so we can exploit it, use his personal demons, and he thought he had the mental weakness. But like stuff like that, even though that wasn't particularly the main event feud that everybody was thinking of, because people cared about Brock Lesnar coming back and facing John Cena, beating the shit out of him. But besides the point, that's a feud in the right direction. And I hope MJF and Punk learns off that. Other than that, the show gets like a 4. Like a 4 out of 10 for keeping my attention. Every match was extendingly long, and nothing felt like it was supposedly keeping me invested other than the flaming table spot and the street fight. That was like 22 minutes long, and other than the shovel and the sledgehammer, really nobody cared. So that's the extent that we're getting off, like a bunch of ex-WWE mid-carders, not ex-stars, ex-WWE mid-carders. Like, I'm still not getting the extent why I need to continue these Dynamite reviews when Dynamite's not making reason for themselves for people, especially casual, like regular fans, to keep watching. It's my opinion, man. If you think differently, comment down in the comment section below. Other than that, thanks for watching.